Well, but basically marketing is bullshit. Information is inaccurate, blah, 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 blah. I've had to film this a couple of times because I keep swiveling in my computer chair, and when I go to rewatch it, it's really freaking annoying. So I'm sure it's going to be annoying for you. So here we go again. Curology is basically a telemedicine or like remote medicine company that hires physicians to treat skincare concerns and prescribe medicine for those skincare concerns at a lower price than you would if you went to a dermatologist. A lot of people don't have insurance these days, and even if you do have insurance, depending on the tier, on your tier in your insurance, even going to the dermatologist can still be expensive, especially if you have to pay a consultation fee before you even get to the medicine part. They are also vegan and cruelty-free, which I know for a lot of people this is a big factor. Curology is not available in every single state in the US. I think it's only available in the US, but just not everywhere. And this is because there are laws pertaining to like telemedicine and like remote medicine. Some states require that telemedicine companies have video capabilities, and Curology does not have that. Usually your consultation or any talks with your physician is going to be on the website, just like typing. Some states require insurance to cover telemedicine, and I'm not like 100% sure about this, but it is something that I thought of, and I personally think that this may kind of hinder the Curology business model, which is kind of like a fee for service. It may make it more complicated for them when you add insurance. I know you can use your insurance as far as like the prescription aspect of it, but not the physician aspect of it. And then there are just some states that I just don't agree with out-of-state physicians treating in-state patients. So these are all things that could be factors in why Curology is not like in every single state. I'll kind of list off some states that they are not available in, and that is, I'm going to be looking like over here at my list, but it's Alaska, Arkansas, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Idaho, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oregon, Oklahoma, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. Curology is not available, which sucks because I live in Florida, and I'm not going to be in Florida for the rest of my life. Oh God, no. Anyway, we're looking at moving to Virginia in the future, and it's not available there. I really like Curology, you know, spoiler alert. So luckily I do have family here that can kind of have it shipped here and then them ship it to Virginia, but that is a real pain in the ass, and that's just going to be a real struggle. The only thing about Curology that I have a concern about is the physicians themselves. Although I don't have like an open view of all the Curology providers, from my own experience and from all the reviews that I have seen online, written and video, I've kind of come to the conclusion that most, if not all, the providers on Curology are not actual MDs, medical doctors. They are PAs, physician assistants, which are two completely different levels of medicine. That being said, for example, the physician's assistant at my gynecologist is fucking amazing. Like, she is so knowledgeable, and she really sees most of the patients, unless it's like a special case that the doctor that the gynecologist directly has to see, or it's just your time of the year to see him specifically, him or her specifically. These providers, these physician's assistants at Curology, are also not specialty physician assistants. So they are not dermatology physician assistants even. So they're not a dermatologist, and they're not a dermatologist physician assistant. They look like, from what I've seen and from my particular provider, they are general physician assistants, and I've even seen a lot of like pedo physician's assistants. So yeah. And I think that's why the prices for this are a little bit lower. Well, a bit lower. So, again, that being said, for example, I work in dental, and I have seen general dentists try to do specialty work, botch it, you know, and then have to send it, refer out to the specialist anyway. In that same sense, I have seen general dentists who are fucking amazing at specialty. Not every specialty, but like a specialty that they really like and that they do CE on, continuing education. And for whatever reason, whether it's how expensive it is to, you know, get a specialty degree, or maybe, obviously there are time constraints when you have a family that you cannot continue that kind of education at that level. But they do have a passion for it, and they're really freaking awesome at it. So I've seen both. And I guess it just depends on that particular physician's assistant. Whether, you know, I know that Curology does like a crash course on dermatology for these providers. But doing a crash course does not make you an expert. I mean, there's a reason why there's like extra that you have to do to be in dermatology, just like any other specialty, as opposed to general. So that's where I'm kind of like iffy on. So I feel like because of these things, if you have a very difficult case, it may or may not work, because they only know like a general knowledge of dermatology. It may work for a lot of people. I know it has worked for a lot of people. My case is not really extreme, so it's worked really great for me. But that's just something to take into account when you're getting into this. For example, I've seen or I've read reviews about people with more difficult cases, where they've had severe acne for many, many, many years. So they're trying out, of course, something new. And if the first concoction does not work, then you have to wait for them to make you a new concoction. And if that one doesn't work, then you have to wait for them to make another concoction. And this is a lot of money that you are spending. You say you just spent $19.95 on a bottle. That whole bottle doesn't work for you, so now you got to spend $19.95 on a new bottle, and that one doesn't work for you, and then you have to spend $19.95 again. I mean, it's good for the company because they're kind of making you stay that way. Like, oh no, we'll, you know, formulate a new one. You know what I mean? So just take that into account. Sometimes in that sense, just going to a dermatologist might be a cheaper option. There's the free trial, which I highly recommend doing before you just jump into it. All you have to do is pay for shipping, which is $4.95, and you get a month supply of the super bottle or whatever they call it, which is your actual medication. You get to try out the cleanser, and you get to try out the moisturizer, which, by the way, I freaking love all of them. Right now, I'm still on my free trial, and I am gonna do like the whole shebang going forward. They also have, well, the one that I got, or that I'm going to subscribe to in the future, is going to be the 2-month Curology set, which is $29.95 a month. So it gets shipped and charged every 2 months at $59.90, and that's free shipping. The second option is the 2-month Curology, again, which is just the super bottle, which is just your medicine, and that one is $19.95 a month, shipped twice a month for $39.90 with free shipping. And then there is the cheapest option, which is the 1-month Curology super bottle, which is $24.90 a month, and you still have to pay for shipping. For this option, you have to pay for shipping. So it's $4.95. So it's almost like 30 something, or very close to 30 something dollars. So I kind of feel like the second option is going to be the more bang for your buck. But, you know, to each their own, whatever you need to do. As far as shipping time, kind of written it over here, but basically I applied for the trial November 27th, which was a Tuesday. My provider chose like my ingredients on the 28th, which was Wednesday. My shipping label got created on the 30th. The first update on the shipping label that I got was on the 2nd of December, but within that, the first scan was on the 1st, so it was very like consecutive. And then I finally got it delivered on the 3rd, so it was pretty quick. Didn't take too long. Felt like forever, but it was actually pretty quick. My case is not like crazy. I don't have a lot of acne. I get hormonal acne, and it tends to be like cystic, like around the time of my period. But my main concerns when I was kind of looking up Curology were blackheads. I get blackheads on my nose, and it's not the kind that you can like squeeze out. They're like very in my pores, but without makeup on, like I can see them, and I just don't like that. And then I get them on my chin as well down here. And then the texture of my skin was a big concern because I have used AHA, BHA, which my skin hates, and therefore I hate. And the only other thing was like physical exfoliation for me, and that worked well, but it did not treat the cause of it, whatever the cause is. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, I would physically exfoliate, and then maybe a day or two later it would feel like I need to exfoliate again, but then you can't over exfoliate. So, you know, it was just like a lose-lose for me. It was just a lose-lose. So those were my main concerns. And like anti-aging, whatever. They let you choose what your concerns are, but I would warn against putting way too many concerns because your concoction might be like all over the place. I don't know. I just feel like focus on your main concerns. Don't think of something that's going to treat everything. Think of your main concerns so they can make something that is really going to fix that. Don't just be like, I want everything fixed. Okay, well, who doesn't? But be mindful. What are your biggest concerns? And mine were blackheads and texture. My formula was 2% azelaic acid, which I had never heard of before. And the acid part got me feeling some kind of way. But actually I haven't had any problems. It is a topical antiseptic. It works as a like leave-on exfoliant. I did read online that it's not as good of an exfoliant as like AHA and BHA. But it does have other benefits that AHA and BHA don't have. But like I said earlier, AHA and BHA did not agree with my skin. It went way beyond the purging time. It was just, and I don't have sensitive skin. So yeah, take that as you will. Then I have 1% clindamycin, which is the only antibiotic, one of the only antibiotics I'm not allergic to. I am allergic to a lot of antibiotics. That is not good. And then 4% niacinamide, which is just like vitamin B3, which helps with like anti-aging, enlarged pores, uneven skin tone, fine lines, stillness, all that good stuff. My experience so far has been pretty great. I can 100% say that after just one time of using this, my skin's texture felt so fucking soft. Bruh. Seriously. Wow. That was the first thing. Like, that was the main thing that I felt, was the skin texture. And that's enough for me, honestly. Slowly over time, it's also starting to, I don't know if I would say change the color of the blackheads or lighten them, or if it's like, it's obviously slowly removing them, but they're not quite as like black as they were before, which is really great. I also haven't experienced a lot of breakouts since then, and I'm currently on my period, which is the time for acne, and I've only gotten one over here, which is very small and it's going away already, and then I had this guy over here before I started Curology, and it is pretty quickly going away. Usually when I get these cystic ones, they do leave a scar, and then like it takes a really long time for my body to naturally undo that, but it's actually doing a pretty good job so far. First day that I used Curology was good, and then after that, the first couple of days, I really got raw and dry, like right around here, like just here. It was very weird, and I think my skin has gotten accustomed to that, so I don't have that problem anymore. I use my formula at night. So let me show you what my skincare is right now. I've really been trying to minimize my skincare. Korean beauty is really booming right now in the West. And because of that, I think that a lot of ads and marketing over here have been really terrible. Terrible and wasteful, in my opinion. And not accurate. The average Korean person does not use 8 steps, 12 steps, 10 steps, 7 steps every single day. That is just not accurate. That is not true. That is false. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, I understand, because that is some straight up like punch style marketing, but it's not accurate. So right now, oh, my hair gets everywhere. This is my skincare drawer all the way to the back. I am lacking in masks. Masks, I will say that I do use quite a bit, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. But this is like my reduced after I threw out a lot of things or gave away, and I am trying to reduce this even more. So this is currently my morning routine, very simple. I use the Curology, the cleanser. I just use a dollop of it. This cleanser is really great, but it will not really remove your makeup. If I have makeup on, well, at night, I guess, not in the morning, I will remove it with an actual wipe or an oil or something, and I'll use the cleanser to actually cleanse my face. Then I use the Bori UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. In the past, I haven't really liked to use SPF on the daily because I really don't like the smell. It really irritates my nose. But the Bori UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence does not have an SPF smell, which is freaking amazing. And I really love the consistency of it. So it has really become a staple these days. And then the last is the Curology, the moisturizer. This is a light moisturizer. I feel like if you have drier skin, this may not be enough for you, but for my oily combo, sometimes dehydrated skin, this works wonders. That being said, when my skin was adjusting to the treatment the first few days where I was getting the dryness around my mouth. In the morning, I will use this Misha treatment essence after my cleanser, but before the sunscreen. Sorry, I'm forgetting words here. But this has really been a staple in my skincare even before I decided to start dumbing it down, and I really love it. So I don't really use this at night, but definitely in the morning. At night, it's even more simple stupid. I use my cleanser. I use my Curology Super Bottle, which is the actual treatment. You can see here it has my name, my provider, and my formula. It also lets you know when to discard it and how to apply it. Some people, you may have to apply it twice a day. I only have to apply mine once a day. And then I finish it off with my moisturizer. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope this was somewhat informative. If you have any other questions that I might have missed, let me know down below and I'll try my best to answer them. If I can't, then I will also let you know that I can't. And I think I didn't mention, but I have been using it since December 3rd, and it's now the 11th. And like I said, things are going great so far. So I'm just gonna kind of keep at it for now. And I will do another update once I've reached 2 months. And we'll kind of go from there. All right. Bye, guys.